Trading isn't as hard as you make it out to be. It's really that simple. That's exactly what I'm going to be talking about in this video. Trading today, I feel like, has been overcomplicated, and it is a very difficult skill. Like 100%, it's a difficult skill, and it's something that you're not going to attain within a year, maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years. I don't know. It kind of depends on you. But I believe, and I strongly believe, that trading has been overcomplicated in the sense of more information equals better, when more information actually leads to worse results. And let me explain why. Imagine you know 100 setups. Out of those 100 setups, what are the chances that one or more contradict each other? So every time you take a setup now, you're going to be thinking in the back of your mind, oh crap, this is good, but this other setup is setting up for the other direction. So what do? I hesitate. And then you see the trade play out, which would have been a losing trade for that one setup type, but it would have been a winning trade for the other setup type. And that's the main problem in jumping around strategies, finding a new get-rich-quick scheme when there is no get-rich-quick. There is no get-rich-quick. There is no way to do it. And you just have to choose one strategy that works, that is backed and tested, which is what mentors are for, which is what YouTube is for, and you have to build on it, and you have to believe it, and you have to trust it like your life depends on it. And I'm telling you this from my own experience, because I strategy hopped from everything: swing trading, Bollinger Bands, IFVGs, breaks of structure, whatever. You could literally think of anything, and I've tried it. And I've realized that the only mistake that I always made was not giving each of them enough time and not giving them each enough priority. Because every strategy works. Not every strategy works, but every strategy that is backed by data works. And the problem isn't the strategy, the problem is you. Because you have so much information in your brain and you continue to hesitate. And the mind is so easy to justify mistakes with, oh, I lost this trade because this strategy doesn't work, because this other strategy won today and that works, so now I'm going to go to that one. Instead of saying, hey, you know what? There is no perfect win rate strategy. Let me build on this. Did I make the mistake? Was the execution good? Was the reason behind each of the trades good? Did I do a good job in placing the trade? Did I do a good job in risk managing? Did I do a good job in standing outside, up and out of my desk to let the trade play its life? And if you can't say yes to all the things that I've mentioned prior, then the problem is you. The problem isn't the trade, the strategy, market situation, whatever. And the problem isn't the price action either, which I'll get into after. So I'm telling you from my own experience, trading is only as hard as you want it to be. If I had to teach somebody tomorrow how to day trade that had standing or sitting next to me every single day at my desk, first I would teach them the fundamentals. That is obviously the first step in anything. Understand the charts, know everything by memory, feel like it's a second language to you. Feel like it's something that you're extremely comfortable with. That I could put you blind, explain some terms, and you'd be able to answer perfectly and almost work without even thinking. That's how comfortable you need to be with the charts, because the markets move fast and you need to react accordingly fast. Then followed by that, what I would do is I would choose a single strategy based on the personality of the person. If that person is incapable of getting up out of the desk and stop thinking about the money of trading, then you need a short-term scalp strategy, which I personally hate because they're so high noise, so emotional, and it's almost gambling to the sense of how fast things happen. Because as fast as you can win a trade, you can lose that trade equally fast. And it hurts a lot more to lose a trade in 10 seconds than it is to make X amount of money in 30 seconds. I guarantee that, because I've lived it too. Because the market is open all day long, not just for 30 seconds. But if a person is capable of taking a trade and sitting there and letting the trade play out for the entire day and doing other things throughout their day and not let that affect our life, that right there would be a higher time frame strategy. And that right there, I believe, is the best strategy, because it can yield you the best capital returns. I mean, you are utilizing the entire market price action instead of just a little bit of it. And then once you choose that single strategy, the only thing that you need to do is to work your ass off every single day. You need to backtest, but not to see if the strategy works or not. You need to backtest to see what is a good setup, what is a bad setup, what is good price action? What is bad price action? How do I want the market to move? I don't really give a shit about your backtesting results. That doesn't really matter to me. What I want from the backtesting is for you to familiarize yourself to every single trading day. That's the point of backtesting. Not to get beautiful, pretty data of 80% win rate. That doesn't fucking matter. Okay? What matters is live executions. So then, once you're familiarized with all these things, just work every single day. Show up at the market every single day. Force yourself to believe in your strategy, because if you believe in the strategy and you know it works for someone else, it's going to work for you. That other person is not special. That other person is no different than you. And I've recognized this. I've realized this. I built kind of my own strategy, which is very similar to many strategies out there, but mine has different type of read into the market, which has worked best for me. But it all came from the base that everybody uses, and I build on it. I try to adapt, and I try to take better trades, and I try to understand better how the market wants to behave, and what are good moves, what are bad moves, etc., etc. But I would have saved myself 2 years of losing if I had just picked that single strategy, because I knew about the strategy from the very beginning. I was already familiar with all the terms. I just convinced myself that the problem wasn't me, the problem was the strategy. And one day, and I'm telling you this for real, I had an aha moment where I realized that all I had to do is just follow my rules, and that the strategy would work out and play out, because I knew how to read the markets. I knew how to take good setups. My problem was I was over leveraging. I was wanting to rush evals. I was just so thirsty for making money that cost me more money. And once I realized that the trade itself is super simple. Follow a set of rules. You know exactly where price wants to go. You lose, you lose. You win, great. That's good. Every single day you get a little better. And today, I'm extremely confident in my trading. Today, I lost in 2 minutes, but I would take that trade every single day because the idea behind it made so much sense. And then on top of that, it's just so calming to the mind to sit in front of the desk, see price move, and know exactly what you want to see before it even happens. For the trades that I take, I see the trades before they even happen. Before the price action even gets there, I see exactly what I want to see, and I only take exactly what I want to see. I can project it. And that's the big next step that you need to take in order to become a better trader. But then again, if you think about everything that I'm talking about, is very simple. It's not really that complicated. It's learn the concepts, familiarize yourself, choose a strategy, and stick with it. With those 4 steps, I guarantee you can make 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 a month. Depends on how good you are and how much you're willing to risk. That's it. There's nothing else to trading. There is no secret sauce. There is no magic number, no perfect price action. You have to adapt, and you have to recognize that the market is simple. The market goes up or down. And thankfully, with my strategy, usually if I'm right for the whole day. And if I'm wrong for the entire day. So that makes it a lot easier for me. Trading lower time frame, not my favorite choice. Could work, not for me. That's fine. I'll respect people who do trade lower time frames and quick trades. If it works for them, I can't say anything. But I will always preach and teach higher time frame, higher bias, because not only does it help you macroeconomically, it helps you emotionally, and it helps you understand the psychology behind the market of like, okay, we made this move higher. This makes sense. Okay, great. Now I'm understanding. I don't really give a shit about a tiny move that happened like this. I want to know and be able to predict that the market went from $28,000 to $29,000, $1,000 move based on these conditions. That to me is more rewarding than just, micro scalping. But that's honestly it. There's nothing else to it. Trading is super simple. You just have to put in the time. You have to put in the time and believe yourself, and you have to be organized, be familiarized, and stop worrying so much about the results, because the results will come as a consequence of your work. And everybody says the same thing, and I'm going to say the same thing. It is 100% true that in order to succeed, you have to put the work in. There is no magic number. You will succeed eventually if you do the work. But you don't need to lie to yourself and say, oh, I'm doing the work, when you know damn well you're not doing the work. You need to really do the work. That's it. There's nothing else to it. Learn how to trade. It can change your life forever. You can do it while you work. You can do it while you're on vacation. If you're a student, if I was a student, I would beg myself to learn how to trade. And today, I'm a little bit older, and I'm facing some other difficulties where money is not openly available because I have to start making my own. I can't, just rely on my parents anymore. And I wish I would have started sooner, and I wish I would have been more successful sooner, because it would have opened my life to so many possibilities. That's basically it. That's all I got to say. There's nothing else to this. So get out there, work hard, and find what works for you. That's all. I'll see you guys on the next one. Figure it the fuck out.